Here we go, guys. We got one. Got him. Yes. All right, guys. First fish on the M1 crankbait. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to Cross Country Bank Angler, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of like a lure testing, lure review, and also just kind of like a fishing, a lure challenge video today. And the technique that I'm going to be focused on is fishing with lipless crankbaits, which I haven't really talked about on the channel much at all, but it is a technique that I have used from time to time, and they do work here and there in my area. I have some confidence in them. This is really the model right here that I like the most. This is the Cotton Cordell Super Spot is what this is called. It's a very loud, rattles in it. They actually had a smaller company actually send in some lures for me to try, and here they are. This is from a company called Handing. I don't know, may have heard of them if you do a lot of your shopping online and you're kind of in the budget price category when you're looking for gear. I think they're probably best known for rods and reels, but they do sell some baits as well. A lot of swim baits, like hard-bodied swim baits, jointed swim baits, some blade baits, and some plopper type lures. But they also had these little lipless cranks. And yeah, so they reached out and they said, we want you to talk through one of our lures and see if you can catch fish on them, and just let people know if you think they're a decent product or not. So that's really the goal with these today. You can see it comes in a 3-pack. I really like the color selection. All right, so here's one out of the pack here. You can see it's got kind of an unusual design. It kind of looks like there's a bigger fish eating another fish as part of the design of the lure. So a bit unusual, maybe kind of gimmicky. I don't know. We're gonna have to let the fish decide, right? Is this a good design or not? So yeah, these are called the M1 Rattling Lipless Crankbait. And in terms of the options on these, there are 2 different color packs you can get. There's a brown, white, and black, and then the one I opted for is the yellow, blue, and green. And I just thought those colors made a little more sense for my area, just the experience that I have had with lipless crankbaits. I mean, look at these one more time, guys. So we have this bright kind of chartreuse colored one, which for me that's like maybe a dirty water, cloudy water, low light conditions color. And then we have this other one here that's got some purple on the back, kind of fades out to white in the middle, and the bottom is this bright chartreuse color. So kind of like a 2-tone color here. And this would be a good one if you're just kind of, maybe you have in-between conditions, like the water is cloudy or murky, but it's still a sunny day, or the water's clear, but it's a cloudy day, or just when you're not really sure what color to choose. I think this one is just kind of like a safe kind of middle ground. And then we have this other one that is a bit more natural. I would say this is almost like a baby bass pattern lure. So this would be more for like clear water. I got the 1.7 inch 3/8 of an ounce lures, but there's also a 2.2 inch size, that's a 1/2 ounce, and then there's a 2.6 inch, which is 1 ounce. So wow, that's a pretty heavy, big crankbait right there. That would be for targeting bigger fish, or when you really want to make massive long casts and you're trying to catch something big. And I'm gonna give this a shake really quick. Okay, so there is a rattle in there. These are not super loud, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think some people, they just want to have like the loudest rattle that they can in their lure and their lipless crank, and sometimes I think a more subtle rattle is actually better, or even going with a no rattle. Conditions today, it's going to be a nice day, high around 70, but it's going to be still You know, not really many clouds in the sky, which for a lipless crank is kind of not ideal to me. You know, I'd like to have some wind on the water. You know, maybe the wind will pick up a little bit later in the day, I'm not sure. So conditions today could be tough for throwing these, but I think they could definitely still work. They have an interesting design. I like the profile of these too, because it could be kind of like a shad shape or like a little bluegill shape, which for the places that I'm probably going to go today, a bluegill shape. You know, I think we have a chance of catching something on these today. You know, I like that they're kind of more finessey, you know, smaller sized, not a really loud rattle. I think that could really help us today with these kind of still, bright conditions that we're going to face today. And if you do want to pick up a pack of these, you know, one of these 3 packs, these run a little bit different depending on which size you get. So the ones that I picked up, it's $17.99 for the 3 packs. So that's like $6 a lure. So not super cheap, but definitely not expensive for 3 lures. And so yeah, we're gonna take these out, we're gonna fish with them. I will leave a link in the description of this video for these crankbaits. So if you follow that link, I get a little kickback from that. So it'd be a way of showing support to the channel if after this video you want to give these a shot. I'll see you on the water. All right, people, so I'm back at the last lake I really had a good lipless crankbait bite going at, which was back in the spring. I'm just going to start off with this kind of this purple one with the chartreuse belly. Like I said, I'm hoping the small size of this thing and the relatively quiet rattle will help us in these still conditions today. And I can definitely feel the bait vibrating as it runs through the water, which is good. You know, some lipless cranks, I feel like you can't really feel what they're doing, but this one's giving me some feedback, which I prefer. So I decided to go ahead and swap over to this more natural looking color. Well, with the water being so clear, I just saw, you know, a decent sized bass kind of shoot out. I think it was hiding near the drain. Probably spooked him a little bit, but I mean, I casted it at him anyway, and he did not really react to the lure. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this place and try somewhere else. All right, guys, I'm at a different lake. This one is much more stained than where I was before. Maybe a foot of visibility, 6 inches. Pretty dirty, pretty mucky and nasty looking. So I swapped over to the chartreuse. Maybe the stained water will help us get some bites. We just need something to obscure, you know, the vibration and the action, I think, a little bit. You know, it's just, for such a still day, lipless crank feels kind of aggressive. Here we go, guys. We got one. Got him. Yes. All right, guys. First fish on the M1 crankbait. And it's a nice one. Look at that, guys. He nailed it.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, man. That's one of the best ones I've seen out of here.
Yeah, he was just right out there in that cut.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one.
What do you think that is?
How much it weighs? Maybe a pound.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've never seen one that big.
Most
People are catching little stuff.
like ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, first one of the day.
Oh, wow. What'd you catch it with?
This little lure right here. Yeah, just this little crankbait.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thanks. Y'all have a good day. All right, guys. First one on the M1, the Handing M1. So I felt a strike from the fish. I think he actually missed it or didn't get hooked, but then he came back and got it on that purple with the chartreuse belly. And that's a solid one. That's the nicest fish I've caught out of this place. So let's get a quick picture and then let this guy go. First one on the M1 crankbait, the Rattling crankbait from Handing. All right, people, beautiful bass. He's a little washed out because of the dirty water, but let's go ahead and get down here. This lake's a little bit low and send him on his way. Beautiful fish. Let's get him up right here. Yeah, there he goes. Nice one, guys. Woohoo. Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. You're watching Cross Country Bank Angler. If you're enjoying the video so far, if you've learned something new about fishing or just find the video entertaining or relaxing in any way, then I want to take the time to ask you to please subscribe to the channel. I know that there's a lot of fishing related content on YouTube right now. There are a lot of channels out there. So if you're taking the time to watch mine, I just want to say that I appreciate you and I hope you'll stick around. We've got weekly fishing videos here at Cross Country Bank Angler. You know, wade fishing, topwater, bait finesse, ultralight. So if that's the kind of fishing that you enjoy, then I encourage you to hit that subscribe button because I think you'll enjoy all the future content that I'm going to be putting out on the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll consider supporting me by subscribing. Here's a fish. Okay. Tiny bass. That's fish number 2 though, guys. It's a little bass. Yeah, he's just a small one. You have a lake?
Yeah, in my backyard.
That's cool. Wish I had a lake in my backyard.
So like every time I catch a little fish, I put it in like a water bucket. I take
Yeah.
it to my lake.
Stop.
It's like something that I like, a little cool fish.
Yeah.
Stop crowding it.
DJ, why are you trying to get with this old guy? What? You walked up to him and said, "Are you a natural orange head?" Like what? I'm just talking about
Let the
a
man
fish.
fish in peace, bro. Holy.
Bro, you're literally about to
Yeah,
get next.
he's videoing. He's on GoPro.
Little guy.
Can I go back in?
Just be gentle.
TikTok?
I got a YouTube, yeah.
Alright, let me follow. Let me subscribe.
Wait, let me touch the fish before you throw it. Shit.
Wait,
Get him back in there. Yeah, it's called Cross Country Bank Angler.
Cross country
Well, you're filming right now?
bank.
Mm-hmm.
On your glasses?
No, the
Oh.
GoPro.
Glasses.
Oh, so they can hear us?
Stupid.
Yeah?
We're gonna be a YouTube video?
Yeah, you guys are on camera right now.
Hey, I'm on a YouTube video asking you about.
Yeah, that's it.
He has 1,000 subscribers, bro.
What is it called? Cross country brink. Okay.
Yeah, I fish all around.
What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
Yeah, what's your PB bass?
PB bass is probably like 6 or 7.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I fish all around the local area, so.
How does Finn say? I caught a 10-pound bass.
Yeah, he does.
All right, people, we caught one more. But it's already been 15 more minutes, and that fish was so small. I don't think it's gonna be worth sticking around, so I'm gonna try one more lake. All right, people, here is lake number 3. I actually see a bass, a small bass sitting near the surface over here. This is another lake that was nearby that tends to be somewhat stained. I'd say we got maybe 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet of viz at the most. Something just busted out there in the middle. For some reason, this little stretch in the middle of the lake is where I usually catch fish, so that's where I'm going to start off. There we go, guys. Yes. Yes, people. We haven't been here for very long at all. And we got one. Oh, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, bass. Don't do all that. Don't do all that. You're caught, fish. All right, fish number 3 on that purple crankbait, guys. I saw him smack it right around here. We did the lift and then we did the drop, and he hit it as it started to drop. All right, guys, that's our 3rd fish on the lipless crankbait today. It's actually starting to work. I really thought today was going to be tricky. I mean, it has been tricky, but we are still getting some bites. Okay, guys, one final little bass came up from the rocks to get it. Baby bass, guys. About 4 or 5 inches on the chartreuse. All right, people, we just finished up fishing with the Handing M1 lipless crankbaits. And it was a grind out there fishing with these things. But I don't think it was the fault of the lure at all, actually. Because at the end of the day, we did catch fish. We caught 4 bass on these things. 2 of them were just itty bitty dinks, and then a couple were kind of more average sized. So the lures did work. But yeah, you know, the conditions today, as I kind of anticipated, you know, it was just didn't seem like very good fishing conditions. You know, this time of year, when you have those mild fall days, you know, where it's kind of like on the warmer side, you know, 70 degrees plus, you know, nice and still, you know, beautiful day to be outside. But in my experience, those types of conditions, generally the fish are not going to be as aggressive. You know, in the fall, you know, the better days are going to be if you have some clouds or some wind and, you know, cooler temperatures, you know, 60s, you know, water temp falling during the day, or at least not going up very much. So yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be a tricky day, which is part of why we kind of hopped around to different spots, and I'm glad we did. I think that really helped us catch some. But yeah, these little things work, guys. these little crankbaits, this one especially, this purple with the chartreuse belly, I think I might have to try to get some more lipless cranks with like a color pattern kind of like this, with the purple back and the chartreuse, because this thing was definitely got the most strikes. Caught 3 of the 4 fish on this one, and then there was one little itty bitty dinky one that I caught at the end on the chartreuse. For these tough conditions, I think these are good crankbaits, good lipless crankbaits for those tough conditions, because they're small. First off, they're pretty compact, and they don't have a super loud rattle. You know, I think I've been throwing, like, you know, the super spot that I showed you earlier, that big gold one, you know, much bigger profile, you know, very flashy, very noisy. I don't know if that would have caught a single fish today. Definitely going to be keeping these in the box. Definitely going to be using these when I just want kind of a somewhat downsized lipless crankbait type of presentation. So yeah, I think if you go for these, and you know, if you're an experienced lipless crankbait fisherman, I think you'd be impressed trying these out. I do think through the course of the day, maybe I had like 3 or 4 short strikes on these. I think for the most part, those were smaller fish that were, you know, swiping at the lure or something like that. I mean, I just don't know. I never saw, it wasn't like I was getting hookups and then the fish were getting off, because usually if the fish really got hooked up, they were on. But there were a couple of times where it seemed like I felt a strike and the fish did not get hooked. And especially that first one that got caught on this, I'm pretty sure I felt the fish hit it and then get off, but he must not have gotten the hook, because he came back a couple of seconds later and really swallowed the crankbait. So one more thing to note here, you know, the hooks on these things are really sharp. I think they really are mustad triple grips. I don't think they're BSing on that. And this one actually got caught on the inside of my bag. That's how sharp they are. And I don't know if you can see that, but you know, I was trying to get it out with my pliers, and I accidentally broke one of the points off. So I am going to be swapping out this hook. I've got some other trebles lying around that will work, but I don't think it's necessarily a problem with the hook. It was just how I was trying to grip it to get it out of there. But I do like the hooks on these things overall, guys. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, I'm going to link these crankbaits in the description. Yeah, they work. I'm pretty pleased with them. I'm going to keep fishing with them. So, you know, if you want to help support the channel, you know, want to try these out, go ahead and pick you up a pack of them. I think you won't be disappointed if you give these a try. And of course, you definitely be supporting the channel. You know, if you do pick some up, I do get a little kickback from that, and I'd really appreciate it. So that being said, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.